Well, how are you today? I hope you are good. I hope you are excited for today's video. No one's been watching the last few videos that I've done as of this date. YouTube just isn't showing them to people. Um, it's kind of uh sad, I guess, that there are millions and billions and billions and millions and billions of people out there on YouTube. And when your video only gets 2, 3 views, and you know who those 3 people are, and no strangers have actually seen your video, it's kind of disheartening that YouTube, maybe your thumbnail is wrong, maybe your title is wrong. It could be a million things, or YouTube just doesn't think, you're worth showing people. Maybe people aren't, they need to be searching for your thing. And obviously, no one is looking for my thing, because I've been at this almost 2 years now, and this is where we stand. We had a small, very exciting small acceleration, but still, it was exciting for me. I got a few extra subscribers, and now we have tanked again. We're back to pre-jump, I guess you call it, where I was getting 1 or 2 views a day. We're back to that again. But anyways, I would hope that you would check out Star Trek Next Gen recaps on Fridays. Also on Fridays is If Then. I started out with the Bridgertons. If you like Julia Quinn's Bridgertons, maybe you like Kathleen Coulter Sherbrooke's, Joanna Lindsay's Mallory's. Then I did Forensics, Patricia Cornwell. We did Homicides. We did Scott and Yard. We did Vampires. We did Witches. I did Black authors, which I was so excited about. I took the time and effort to get a whole bunch of different Black authors. No one has watched that one. And my daily book reviews. We are doing J.R. Ward's Black Dagger Brotherhood, James Patterson's Alex Cross, Victoria Thompson's Gaslight series, and we are doing the Time series with Julian McQuine, and we're up to the last book now. Oh, it's sad now I have to wait another year for a book. And then, of course, we have Flashback Monday, my favorite one of the whole week, where we talk about all the books reviewed in this magazine. Look, over 256. Yes, ma'am. I love this magazine. I can read these for hours upon hours upon hours, find new authors, find new things to talk about. I love this magazine. And before I forget, welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina, Kristina. This is where we read book and talk about books. No special effects going on here. Sandy! What's the matter, Sandy? She's crying at something. So I would hope that you will join me. Do you like historicals, paranormals, contemporary romance, mysteries? All of those. Where's my We will tackle all of these in this book, in this magazine. And we are up to February 2011. I started with 2007. We're going to continue through to 2016 when the company went out. But these authors are still prevalent today. You can still find these authors. These authors are still active today. Most of them are. You can still find their books, thrift stores, Amazon, Goodreads. They're out there. And before Goodreads, while I'm thinking about it, this was the place to go for review. Mystery Scene, bookmark, book page. They do not cover half the magazines that RT does. Not even half. And they don't cover books that I read. I read these. These are ones we read. The normal person reads. I gotta blow my nose. Excuse me. Um, hey. Hey, what's up with you? Smoke. Giving me your back. Alright, shall we get to it? We've got about 50 plus books to go through. Valentine's Day. You, me, and him. Menage a trois. Triangle relationships. That would be a good if then. Maybe I'll do that for an if then. I know I'm gonna do M&M's for if then too. So shall we start? Oh, I just love this magazine. Alright. Let's see. The Perfect Mistress. Victoria Alexander. See if I can do this. 4.5 stars. Oh, and most of the books I do are at least 4.5 stars. There's 1 or 2 3s, but most of them are 4.5s. With stories filled with sass and wit, sensuality and romance, Alexandra has made a name for herself, and her latest novel doesn't disappoint. It's a lively, fast-paced tale sprinkled with humor and heat, tinged with the slightest paranormal element, and absolutely delightful. It's the pick-me-up book of the season. When widow Julia Lady Winsett inherits her great-grandmother's scandalous memoirs, she plans to sell them. She just doesn't expect 3 men to be overly interested in the scandalous tomb. A publisher sees pound notes, a novelist sees fame, but Harrison Landingham, Earl of Montail, only sees his family reputation ruined if the book is published. It seems the only way he can stop Julia from selling the naughty memoirs would be to seduce her before anything else. Harrison loves a challenge, and after one meeting, he's intent upon winning her. And the book. Ouch. He doesn't know about Julia's relationship with her ancestress or how the stakes are going to be. Book 2. Sabrina Jeffries, How to Woo a Reluctant Lady. 4.5 stars. Jeffries' captivating Hellions of Halstead Hall book has the fast-paced sensuality, humor, and marvelous storytelling that the author's trademarks. It is a delight to find a strong-willed Lady Minerva tangled in love's knots with a man who is simply perfect. Gothic novel authoress Lady Minerva Shape does not want to marry ever. She has to find a way out of her grandmother's decree that she wed or risk being disinherited. Barrister Masters has long loved Miranda, so he proposes, which gives Miranda the idea that they pose as a fiancé couple to foil her grandmother. She might feel secure in her shame, but this is the opportunity Giles needs to woo and win her heart. There's more to their relationship than courting, though. Giles' secrets and Minerva's need for honesty collide as they are caught up in a traitorous shame. See what happens. When Beauty Tamed the Beast. Eloise James. 4.5 stars. James' smart, sexy romances reach a new level in her fractured fairy tale. After reimagining Cinderella, the multi-talented writer takes on Beauty and the Beast, adding clever and glorious twists to create a new classic. Taking cues from TV's House, James models her hero after the cantankerous, crippled doctor. You could actually hear Gregory House's voice. Readers who enjoy their passion with dashes of ingenuity will find everything they crave in this story. With a shameful scandal threatening her chances of marriage, the season's beauty, Miss Lynette Thynne, travels to Wales to meet Piers Yelverton, Earl of Marchant, the fiancé chosen by her father and his. The reclusive nobleman is rumored to be wounded and highly irritable. His horrid temper is as legendary as his genius for practicing medicine. Lynette is no ordinary young woman. She is a beauty with brains. Her way with words and her quick wit captivate his attention. Lynette hopes to have Piers at her beck and call in 2 weeks. The battle of wits and wills begins as Lynette strives to beat the beast at his own game, and Piers discovers that when his heart is involved with his diagnostic skills are useless. Aww. Elizabeth Hoyt. Notorious Pleasures. Notorious Pleasures. 3, 4, 7, 9, 10. 4.5 stars. As always, Hoyt infuses her pleasurable love stories with marvelous characters, a depth of passion, and the joy of love, and she does this with ease of master storyteller. She spins a lush fairy tale that sweeps readers away, and her deep sigh reads are always a treat. Lady Hero Batten, a sister to the Duke of Wakefield, is as kind as she is beautiful, which is why she is perfect as fiancée to the staid Marquise of Mandeville. But then, in the heart of St. Giles, she encounters her fiancé's notorious brother, Griffin Remington, Lord Reading. Griffin is shocked to find Hero in the city's den of iniquity, even if it's where he runs his business, and he insists on escorting her when she visits the orphanage she supports. Hero is stunned by her reaction to him. He is far from perfect, but he calls to her hidden spirit of adventure, and she joins their battle of wits. Griffin is fascinated by Hero, whom he considers too good for his brother and much too good for him. Let's see what happens. This was one of the authors that I did in my Highlander if then. If somebody would actually watch that one. No one has watched it. YouTube hasn't shown it to anybody. If you could go search out D. Louise book series Highlander, Men in Kilts, something, please. No one has watched any of my videos. So I'm doing this for myself. Okay, hi self. I did an if then and I found a good author. That Julie McQuinn. I love that time series. If you like Outlander, this series comes really, really close. She hasn't gone back yet. And I'm waiting for her to figure out, because Claire went back when in the middle of, because of Jamie was going to go off to die, and she was pregnant with Brianna, and it was a troubled pregnancy. She needed modern medicine to save it. She went back to the future. So Julian McWayne, these books, there's six of them right now. I'm gonna do the sixth one in a couple days. So she hasn't gone to the future yet, but I'm waiting to see if the author pulls, because when the character was in the present, she got injured and she was healed by modern day surgeons, but modern day surgeons had to remove some of her female stuff. And so she might run into trouble there, and she might have to go back to the future to get her female stuff fixed. So we'll see what happens, or if she can do it. Because, I mean, Claire had figured it out, or hoped she had figured it out. But we don't know. We've discovered some irregularities with Kendra's time period, so we'll see what happens. Oh, I don't know why I didn't do this one. Maybe it didn't get stressed. Let's see. Wait a minute. Amanda Scott, Highland Master. Island. You know, they say this one of the earlier uh, magazines, they had a interview with one of the publishers, and they said they have 3 seconds to catch your attention as you walk down a bookstore aisle, so that the cover needs to jump out at you so much that you will pick the book up and read the back and then maybe purchase it. So, do you think a guy's face? Well, you know, according to YouTube, a guy's face works. If you put your head on a thumbnail, usually people watch it. I don't know why, but that's the truth. I guess my thumbnails really suck then, because I don't put my head on all of them. I'm trying to sell the book, the review, the comments about the book itself. I'm talking about the book. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the book. Highland Master, Amanda Scott, 4.5 stars. Scott, known and respected for her Scottish tales, has once again written a gripping romance that seamlessly interweaves history, a complex plot, and strong characters with deep emotions and high degree of sensuality. The mix of political intrigue and romance makes for a highly satisfying page-turner you won't be able to put down. Picked by the king to fight a battle of Perth, Sir Finlay Cameron had sworn on oath to harm non-combatants of the opposing clan. However, on his fatherly dying, Finn vowed vengeance against Clan Mackintosh. Lady Katrina McIntosh, aka Wildcat, finds Finn unconscious on their land. Her devotion to her family forgotten as she attempts to save his life. As she tends his wound, she's excited by his touch. Quite a shock to a woman who never intends to win. He is invited to stay with the family while he recovers, since he has a message from her grandfather. Finn and Kat are quickly falling in love, even though Finn is torn by his loyalties to king and family. See what happens. Laura Gurke, Scandal of the Year. Scandal of the Year. 4.5 stars. Spinning off Wedding of the Year, Gurke delivers an emotionally powerful novel that captivates the spirit of era and allows an empowered heroine and compassionate hero to find the love they deserve. Modern-day women will easily sympathize and understand characters who face many of the same issues. Kudos to Gurke for delving into this colorful writing, exhilarating time period. Aiden Carr, Duke of Chothan, has been left at the altar twice. First, when his fiancée ran off to Egypt with her first love. Next, when he was named as correspondent in a scandalous divorce case. He is now ready to find a bride when Lady Julia Yardley, the woman he ruined his reputation, re-enters his life. When she is trapped in an abusive marriage, Julia grappled at the chance to use Aiden to obtain her divorce. Now near penniless, Julia seeks a job, so she becomes Aiden's social secretary. Weeding out potential brides, too much champagne muddled Aiden's mind. The night he spent with Julia, keeping her close to him, gives him the chance to find out the truth. It also gives him the opportunity to see her as desirable woman, the woman he to wed. But Julia to realize she loves him, and overcoming the damage done by her husband is a challenge. Let's see. Sylvia Day, Pride and Pleasure. Pride and Pleasure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Four stars. Day plays essential themes with a lush grace that adds depth to her eccentric romance. She includes everything readers expect and more, including a dark and sexy hero. Heiress Eliza Martin is pursued by fortune hunters she cannot trust, and one who is possibly rigging accidents to thrust her into marriage. She will not be pushed to the altar and is determined to expose her ruthless suitor. She needs a man who she can trust, who is unobtrusive and fits into society. She hires thief-taker Jasper Bond, who is too big, too young, too handsome, and definitely too dangerous. Though Jasper could send one of his crew to guard Eliza, he is fascinated by her and takes the job. Knowing she is uneasy with him, sparks fly and passions explode. Lynsay Sands, the Countess. Please go check out all my videos for the Argenos. Last year, I did quite a few of them. We should get back to that. Marguerite and the Gang. I just love those books. Awesome vampire books. Just a second. 4 stars, The Countess. Sand's quirky sense of humor shines once more in a witty romance readers will adore. Though humor and quick laugh lines abound, she incorporates a beautiful love story and a thought-provoking theme into her story. To settle her father's gambling debts, Christina Madison married Richard Earl of Randor. The overbearing Dickie has made her life a living hell, and when she learns he has kept her isolated from her family and friends, she storms into his office only to find him dead. Her sister is begging to attend a ball, so Christina keeps her husband on ice. Meanwhile, the real Richard returns. It seems his identical twin's brother attempted to kill him, didn't work, and he's back for revenge, but all he finds is a body and a tempting widow. Interesting. Interesting. We'll have to read that again. Kate Pierce, Blood of the Rose. I said it was on. Technical difficulties here, everyone. I've lost the page. Oh, well. Don't see it. Maybe I had the page. Obviously, I had the page wrong. Uh, let me just look. And then we'll just move on. I'll find it, but let's just. I don't have a picture for this. Oh, it's a vampire. Huh. And maybe the pictures are back here. Oh, well. Always use a good vampire book. Always use a good vampire book. Okay. Kate Pierce, Blood of the Rose. The second installment in Pierce's Tudor Vampire Chronicles contains much rich historical details from the first book, making it exceptional. There is something fun about rewriting history and making them memorable characters like Anne Boleyn into vampires. Rosalind Llewellyn is bound to protect the king from vampires. She even married her family's worst enemy to bring down a vampire plot. King Henry has fallen for Anne Boleyn, a vampire set upon ruling the kingdom. Called back to court, Rosalind must once again deal with Christopher Ellis, her family's enemy and her greatest love. Their love will be tested, as will their family loyalties, as they come to grips with their destiny, the duty, and staying alive. Okay. Alexander Hawkins, After Dark with a Scoundrel. Let's see if I get this page number right. There we go. After Dark with a Scoundrel. Still having difficulties. 4 stars. The sexy Lords of Vice return as another member of Knox's Gentleman Club is caught in a maze of love and danger. Hawk's talent for perfectly merging gothic elements into sexually charged romances are showcased along with marvelous cast of characters. Lord Hugh Mordaunt's second son of Duke of Rhodes, a.k.a. Dare, has known Lady Regina Bishop well as the sister of his close friend, Frost. Regan has an honorary member of Knox's Gentleman Club, but the day he kisses her changes everything. Regan is sent away and Dare returns to life of sin. 5 years at a boarding school has done nothing to dim Regan's high spirits or her penchant for trouble. She arrives in London to bedevil her brother and seduce Dare. The first she accomplishes with ease. However, Dare is determined to protect Regan from scoundrels like him. Christine Trent. We read some of her books earlier this year. Please go check those out. I think she's the royal likeness. Sorry for the lighting. I can't control it. Can't control anything on this computer. I'm gonna have to go back to the old one. A royal likeness, 4 stars. The spin-off of The Queen's Dollmaker features the early years of Madame Trousseau, the early renowned waxmaker, though through the eyes of her apprentice. Readers are truly gifted with a wondrous portrait of 2 women, their friendship and their work. Like Rosalind Lankester, Trent allows readers into craft woman's life to see women at work in a man's world triumphing in love and fame. Through the world is in turmoil, Marguerite Ashby, heiress to Lament Dollmakers, is happily married with a bright future when her husband is killed by a mob. To help her through her grief, her aunt sends her to Madame Trousseau to apprentice to the famous waxmaker in England. Marguerite and Marie become fast friends when they travel to Edinburgh to open a new exhibit. Things are going well until Marie's partner arrives and Marguerite discovers he is blackmailing Marie. She agrees to marry him if she will set Marie free. So I have to see what that's like. The choir director, Carl Weber. 4.5 stars. Drama in the church is a popular theme, but there's no deja vu when the author Weber readers get an unobstructed view of their secrets, fears, and elation and sexual energy through the characters to the first-person point of view and electric dialogue. Aaron McCackey, the new choir director at Jamaica Ministries, is there to rebuild the church's choir attendance and bank account. But past and present ways with women could cost him his job. Plus, the scandal that racked the church prior to Aaron's arrival pales in comparison to the wickedness and betrayal that threatens Bishop T.K. Wilson's passion and position in marriage. Once it's revealed that someone is robbing the church blind, a lot of folk will be singing the blues. Okay. Heather Gudenkauf, These Things Happen. Another good. 4 stars. Gudenkauf's latest is a delicate study in the frailty of the human soul. It is gripping, deeply moving, and gets right to the heart of things that matter most to each character. Family, common bonds, connections to those lost, and ultimately the inner self. Readers will be carried on a powerful journey with excellent, drawn characters whose detailed emotion know no bounds. 4 women, Allison, Bryn, Claire, and Charm, must come to grips with decision, pains, loves, or truths from 5 years earlier, and the fallout of each one as the years have unfolded. There are many unsavored questions connected to long buried secrets that perhaps they'd like to forget but must embrace regardless. Interesting. Belva Plain Heartwood. Let's see. One of these days, I will do these in order. 4 stars. In her final book, Plain continues the saga of the Stern family who were introduced in a classic evergreen. She does such an excellent job of reintroducing her characters that readers who haven't read the previous books in the series will not be lost. After Laura McAllister's husband Robbie loses his teaching job at California University, they move to New York to be near Laura's family. Laura falls in love with an old Victorian house and decides to fix it up herself and open a catering business. As her business flourishes, Robbie's career stalls. When he goes home to Ohio to figure out what to do with his life, Laura decides to stay in New York. During this time, Laura makes some decisions that her old-fashioned mother, Iris, disapproves of. Her dad, Theo, is recovering from a heart attack. Theo is also holding on to a long-held secret that could destroy his family. What will happen when the secret is revealed, and can Laura's marriage survive the separation? We shall see. We shall see. Journey to River Bend. Henry McLaughlin. 4.5 stars. This debut novel won in 2009 Christian Writers Guild Operation First Novel Contest. The characters are amazing. They seem completely real with their insecurities, their faith, and their convictions. It is refreshing to see a character follow through on a promise to a person who is hanged. Preacher Michael Archer is a man who keeps his word. He promised Ben Carstairs he would locate his father. It's the least Michael can do. He knew Ben was innocent of the crime he was convicted of. There was just not enough evidence to prove it before Ben was hanged. Sam Carstairs is a hard man driven by demons that no one knows about. When he receives a note stating it's time for him to pay off his debt, he is fearful for his life. When Sam is kidnapped, Michael joins in the search for the party to locate him and to deliver his message no matter what the cost. Will Michael be successful in his mission, or will he and the search party be too late? Check it out. Larkspur Cove. Lisa Wingate. Ugh. 4 stars. Wingate combines romance, family drama, and a bit of mystery to create a satisfying tale. Her small-town Texas setting adds an extra dimension to the story, and realistic characters are easy to identify with. This is another winner from a wonderful author. Adria Henderson moves to Moses Lake, Texas to put her life back together after her divorce. Raising a teenage son while working full-time is a supreme challenge that she's not sure she can handle. But Adria has no choice but to try. Game warden Mart McClendon also has some things to overcome. And when sparks fly between Adria and Mart, how will they balance their relationship with everything else in their lives? Have to see. Elizabeth Bear, the sea, thy mistress. Four and a half stars. The concluding volume in the Edda of Burden's trilogy is a satisfying end to a most satisfying series. Muir is mostly off stage in this one. Now, one of my authors put it this way. If you're reading about the action on stage, on the page, Johnny's going to the store, we're walking to the store, we're going to the store. That's on stage, that's on the page. If you're told, Johnny went to the store last week, that happened off stage. That's how my author puts it. Cathor and Cathmar take center stage with Minion playing a vital role. Haith continues to be a menacing villain, and while her mechanisms are a bit transparent, they are also integral to the plot. These are not easy books to read, but they are immensely rewarding. Bear's use of Norse myths is outstanding. Set immediately after the events of the first book in this trilogy, Kothor, now an immortal, has returned to the city of Elblon to raise his and Mor's son, Cathmar. While it seems to be a quiet life, danger approaches. The evil goddess Heath, who is expecting an apocalypse, has returned. Heath isn't particularly happy that the world has been renewed by Muir's sacrifice, and sets about to make sure that the world does end. Uh-oh. Not good. Not good at all. Now, if you, I think it's Amazon Prime, I think. But when I did Witches, I brought this up. I brought this book up. It was made into a series, couple years back. So considering the book was published in 2011, and let's say just maybe the series came out in 2020, 2019, 2020. I would have to Google it. I have not Googled it. But it was a few years ago that the series came out. And I did watch a couple of episodes, but it just didn't work for me. It was, some of the stuff was just like, really? It just didn't work. And, now that I see that the book itself only got 3 stars, maybe we can see why. But it was really quite popular. It was a really popular series. It was hard to get to at some point. I forget the reason why I had trouble finding it. But, Discovery of Witches, Deborah Harkness. And it always reminds me of the, Torchwood series, because the guy's name was Harkness. That's just why. Discovery of Witches, it only got 3 stars. And normally I don't mention 3-star books here. Or at least, I don't mention them as often as mention 4 and 4.5 star books. But because this book is so popular, and because it was a TV series, and because I own it, I thought I'd share it. This book's premise is completely improbable. That was my point. I didn't get it when they made a series. Once one moves past the supernatural creatures, the characters are impossibly special, and it's nearly impossible to stop reading once you start. This is a compelling story full of unlikely coincidences, which is peopled with characters that in the hands of a lesser writer would feel uninspired and cliche. Tenured Professor Diana Bishop is settled in for a quiet research session at Oxford University Bodleian Library, where she unwittingly calls upon a manuscript believed to have been lost forever. I've seen that part. Diana is the last of the Bishop witches, and while she has eschewed her supernatural heritage in the past, she finds her present and future inextricably tied up with it. Vampire geneticist and all-around amazing guy Matthew Claremont finds himself fascinated with Diana and with protecting her from the hordes of supernatural bodies who come out of the woodwork after she makes her discovery. Their alliance violates centuries-old tattoos, but they forge onward in hopes of being the first to discover the secrets contained in the Ashmole 782. I know they get together. I know they move in. I know they have a relationship. I know his mother is still alive and she gives them huge grief and there's a whole bunch of angst there and I have fun with that. It was a show. It was a show. Jamie Rush. I had these. I don't know where the hell they went to. I had Cynthia Eden too, but I don't know where they went either. Burning Darkness. Um, 4.5 stars. Rush really turns up the heat in this latest installment of her intriguing Offspring series. This chapter gives some definitive answers to questions that have haunted the Offspring since the beginning. Focusing on bad boy extraordinaire Eric Adu, the story is packed with death-defying danger, intense emotion, and shocking revelations. After Eric Adu killed her boyfriend with his deadly fire, Fondaine reigns for vengeance using her own unique skills. Fondaine gets close to Eric with the intention of killing him, but she is unable to complete the task. Eric and Fondaine are soon confronted by a killer with more power than all the Offspring. Fonda has told the Offspring are a dangerous enemy, but after spending enforced time with Eric, she starts to have doubts about them. So we'll see what goes on with that. Cynthia Eden, Deadly Heat. Another books I can't find. Right there. And I'm sorry for the lighting. 4.5 stars. Deadly Heat is seriously hot. Todd conflict misses with fiery romance to create a winner. Readers will enjoy a rapid-paced induction into the world of firefighters, arsonists, and FBI's newest division. Deadly Heat offers the perfect amount of tension, character development, and action-packed plot. Firefighter Laura Spade recognizes the signs. She knows the series of fires they've had, each resulting in death in the work of a serial arsonist. Determined not to lose another person she loves, she goes over the heads of her superiors and contacts the FBI. Never in her wildest imagination did she believe they'd send the gorgeous Kenton Lake. Lara catches Kenton's eye immediately. Of course, she is rescuing him from a burning building and yelling at him. Her protective instincts are part of what turns him on. All right, rescuing a firefighter. The way to go. Another series we have talked about in the past. I did a whole video on her, so please check out those books. The one of the magazines calls it a trilogy. It's a quad. It's a quad. We talked about these in the last magazine. She put it's amazing. She puts them out being through 3 months in a row. A lot of authors did that. They wrote a trilogy, and then the publisher would publish them January, February, March, or March, April, May, something like that. So this is Against the Fire. It got 4.5 stars. There's something irresistible about a bad boy, especially when he's gorgeous, smart, and successful, which is exactly how one might define Gabriel Rains. There's a lot of sizzle and burn, and it's not all from a serious arsonist. When Gabe meets the fiery, surprising Maddie, this sexy page-turner is a perfect blend of romance, mystery, and action. Somebody is really pissed off at Gabriel Rains and has been setting fires in his new real estate development to prove it. When back-to-back fires are blamed on a local teen, Angel Ramirez, Gabe thinks the situation is now over. That is until architect Maddie Baker, who volunteers at a family abuse center, comes to Angel's defense. Soon the unlikely pair is not only tracking down a psychopathic arsonist to prove Angel's innocence, they're setting off sparks of their own. Romance! There's romance in their heels. Okay? Sharon Sala, Bloodstains. Only 3 stars. Another 3-star. Suspense from the get-go, Bloodstains provides the perfect escape with its engrossing fast pace. Although the novel's mystery, plot, and conclusion are predictable, the ride will keep you on your toes with characters and emotion that will surprise you. Full of unlikely coincidences and mirrors nearly unbelievable goodness and purity, which makes this novel special are the warm, happy feelings you'll get as you read it. Aww. When Myra Slade's adoptive father passes away, she learns that she was taken as a young child after witnessing the murder of her prostitute mother. Determined to learn more about her biological family, Myra leaves Montana to investigate the unsolved mystery of her mother's death in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Murder so traumatizing she can't even remember witnessing the crime. Upon arriving, Maria befriends Detective Brody Scott, a sexy cowboy. Aww. Let's hope they solve the mystery. Charles Todd, Lonely in Death. Four and a half stars. Todd's attention to period detail, plotting, and characters exploration are at the forefront of this 13th Ian Routledge mystery. While series of this length often hit a stale point, Todd masterfully avoids this pitfall by continuing to find fresh ways of exploring World War I's long-term effects on his main character with a plot that neatly shifts gears from whodunit to he can be caught. Both Todd and his hero are in fine form from start to finish. Scotland Yard Inspector Ian Rutledge is attending a friend's funeral when he is summoned to take over a baffling case. 3 war veterans, each garroted, have been found dead in a small town. Rutledge must battle obtrusive town people and plenty of red herrings to solve the case. See what happens there. Now, if you have not, please go back and watch all of my J.D. Nora Roberts videos last year. There are 60 of them. Watch them in order. Naked in Death, Immortal in Death, Glory in Death. All of them. We did them all in order. This is my favorite author. I love Eve Dallas. Naked in Death, Glory in Death, Immortal in Death, Rapture in Death, Ceremony in Death, Vengeance in Death, Holiday in Death, Conspiracy in Death, and so on. I love these books. I love this author. I love Eve Dallas. She's a lieutenant in the New York City Police's Security Department. She is married to Rourke. And if you want to know her identity, check out Dirty 30 New Year's Eve video. Mavis is her best friend. Peabody is her partner. Leonardo is Peabody's life partner. He is also a detective in EDD. His boss is Feeney, who was Eve's mentor. Rourke is Eve's husband. Whitney is her big boss. Galahad is the cat. Somerset is the butler. Mavis is married to Leonardo. He's a fashion designer. And we've got Bella. We've got the new one on the way. We've got Nadine, our reporter turned book author, turned hottest thing on earth. And I love the dynamics between the characters. I'm in it for the relationships. Yeah, we solve a murder. And I did all 60 books, and I did them all in order. And I don't reveal the whodunit, but I do reveal all of the character stuff. All of it. Because I'm in it for the characters, and I do it with all the books I read. I don't tell you the whodunit. If it's a mystery, I don't tell you who done it. But if it's not, I reveal 90% of the book, because I'm a character person. I like the character progression. I'm a series person. We got Miss Laurel Hamilton up there. Those are all series. Every last one of those is a series. All of them are series up there. This whole house is series. There's 32 bookcases with series on them. And she's on one of them. She's got the whole bookcase. Actually, she's got 2 bookcases. Because I've also got the audiobooks to all of them. I love when I read the books now, I can hear the characters in my head. Because sometimes I read the book and listen to the audiobook at the same time and follow along. That's how I discovered some of the early issues. That's why I have a couple of, I had gone on before, J.D. Robb, or Nora Roberts is her alter ego. They did an anniversary republish of some of the earlier books, and they did them in hardcover for people to purchase. But the original hardcovers that I found in large print. They had done a large print hardcover and then a mass market paperback when these things came out, and I discovered that the large prints were missing paragraphs. She had gone back and updated them a little bit for the mass markets. So if you're reading an early edition large print and doing the audiobooks, or even comparing a large print to a mass market, you will see paragraphs that are missing. So that's why some of the, I did go out and buy some of the anniversary copies. So some of the early books I have hardcover and a mass market and an audiobook. Some of the early ones. In fact, I do that all the way up to like book 50 when I started hooking up with Audible. But I love my Eve Dallas. I just love my Eve Dallas. The Treachery in Death, 4.5 stars. The Thin Blue Line has some major cracks in it. Rob's latest outstanding thrill. Whodunit is never in question. Rather, the fun in this tale is the meticulous preparation and setting up of a skillful trap. All the usual players are engaged and their talents skillfully utilized as Rob spins a fast-packed and exciting read. Oh, this is the one with Peabody. Oh, I'm not even going to read that. Maybe I should read it. Peabody, Eve, they take down a suspect. And Eve makes a comment about Peabody needs to get in shape. She needs to lose a pound or 2 and get in shape. So Peabody, in her attempt to fulfill Eve's wishes, decides to go down to the gym. And apparently there are 2 gyms in the station house. A new refurbished gym with modern equipment and an old gym that no one attends. And because Peabody feels self-conscious, she goes to the old gym. And after she works out, she goes to take a shower and overhears a private meeting taking place, and she's hiding in the shower, and if someone had slightly turned their head, they would have seen her, and she towers in fear, because if they had seen her, they'd have killed her. While showering in a no longer used police gym, Detective Peabody overhears two officers discussing corruption and murder. Thankful to escape undetected, Peabody brings her story to her partner, Lieutenant Eve Dallas. Eve and Peabody soon realize that one of the conspirators is not only a lieutenant in charge of illegals, but also the daughter of a revered commander. And she works with everybody in her department. She has Rock do stuff, she has Feeney do stuff, Whitney gets in on it. They really do. I love this book. I love all 60 of these books, and I can't wait till September November. I think September, when the next one comes out. I will have that book that day. So you'll have to join me, but please go check out all my videos on these. I thoroughly enjoyed this series. I really do. Also, go check all my Flashback Mondays and all my if thens, because YouTube isn't showing them to anybody. So anyways, where were we now? Michael Palmer, Heartbeat Away. Ah, 4.5 stars. Palmer never fails to thrill when he presents a tautly constructed puzzle with characters that will make readers whiz through the pages until late at night. The tale follows the evolution of a devastating virus whose cure may never be discovered if an all-powerful organization pushes its agenda. On the night of the State of the Union address, President James L. and everyone in the Capitol building is forced into quarantine when a terrorist group lets loose a deadly virus in the building. The only man the president himself imprisons and charged with terrorism might have a chance at saving them. Virologist Griffin Rhodes didn't know why he was arrested, but when he offered his freedom in exchange for helping to combat the virus, he agrees. Meanwhile, the government's designated survivor, the Director of Homeland Security, may be a puppet for terrorists. The security of the nation is at stake and time is running out. Deborah Kuntz, Lucky Stiff. Oh, it's the wrong book. Wow. See, that says, wanna get lucky? But in the magazine, it just says Lucky Stiff. So I'll just read this for the. This got 4.5 stars. This wonderful, funny, entertaining mystery stars Lucky O'Toole, head of customer relations at Las Vegas Resort. Readers who like cozy mysteries with a lot of sass, great dialogue, and a plot that flies will love this. During a typical cozy night at Babylon, Numbers Nidmeyer, one of the strip's and famous odd makers, argues with the private detective Jeremy Whitlock. The next morning, the odds maker dead is found in the shark tank at another hotel. Jeremy is the main suspect and also the boyfriend of Lucky's assistant. But that's just the beginning. There's a major prize fight at the resort. Lucky's Madam Mother is auctioning off a virgin, and her father has hired a temperamental, crazed new chef. Okay. I'm not sure I like the auctioning off stuff. Um, Douglas, Douglas and Childs. Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child. Gideon's Sword. Ah, the sky is falling outside. 4.5 stars. Fan favorites Preston and Child take a break from their Agent Pendergast novels to start a planned 12-book series about a new hero, Gideon Crew. The novel was optioned by an action movie director, Michael Bay, which tells you all you need to know about the pulse-pounding thrills to be found on every page of this exciting book. While fulfilling a promise to his mother to avenge his father's death, Gideon gets the opportunity to become a private operative. His first assignment is to retrieve the plans for a terrifying new weapon of mass destruction from a rogue Chinese scientist. When the scientist is murdered, the plans vanish, and Gideon follows clues that lead from New York to Hong Kong to Dubai, ultimately ending up on an inhabited island in the Long Island Sound, where he discovers the weapon is something far more frightening than anyone realized. Ah, it is raining out there something fierce.
This is a reminder.
It's called Barbara Fethy at Hidden Falls. Four stars. The fourth book in Fethy's Angel Boy series brings the author's strengths to the fore. Fans will be pleased to see characters they have been following continue to evolve. This episode reveals more about the Carroll families in Angel Bay and gives us a lovely romance, with even the villain more to be pitied than censored. Isabella, sister to Joe Silvera, chief of police in Angels Bay, hadn't planned on making such a dramatic entrance into town. But when she is rescued from her car wreck by Nick Hartley, everyone learns her name. More unsettling, Nick is one of the figures she had been seeing in her dreams of danger that have sent her to see her brother. She feels electric attracted to Nick, and he feels it too, but he doesn't want it. Michelle Grant, Sweet Little Lies. Um, 4.5 stars. This funny, fast-paced romance is written from both the heroine and hero's points of view. Clever characters keep this from being an average woe-is-me story, and the circle of friends nicely sets up companion pieces. Christine has been through enough engagements, 3, and it's time to focus on her career. Men have their uses, and so why not use them? After her third near marriage, Christine has a weekend fling with Stephen and vows to keep it casual. Stephen thinks they could have a future, but circumstances are not in their favor. See what happens. Susan Wiggs marrying Daisy Bellamy. Four stars. If readers can handle the shifting timelines of the flashbacks, this complicated tale of love, promise, and choice is a finely painted portrait. For most of her adult life, Daisy Bellamy has struggled to choose between the two men who have loved her. Wildly exciting Julian Castellano will never be happy confined to a small town despite his love for Daisy. Grounded, steady, and family-oriented Logan O'Donnell is just as steadfast in his love for the pretty photographer, and he wants to make a home with her. And we'll see what happens. Oh, my nose. Catherine Anderson, Here to Stay. This 4 stars. This is another wonderful emotional story of the Harrigan family, which takes a look at the long-term effect of child abuse. Their phobias of heroin and her brother are easily believable. There is also a fascinating insight into the training of guide animals and the important roles they play in the lives of people. A magazine article and a barroom brawl put Zach Carrington on the road to training a miniature horse, Rosebud, to be a guide for the blind. This brings Mandy Project to his door. Mandy wants Rosebud for her blind 19-year-old brother. Zach is willing to give Rosebud to Luke if they work well together, but things get off to a rocky start with Luke acting like a spoiled brat. Let's see what happened. Ah, my nose. Okay. Susan's box. Unexpectedly. 3 stars. In this light-hearted and entertaining story, the third Fallon sister, free-spirited Jenna, finds a mate. Some readers may find the alternating POV between first-person Jenna and third-person a little distracting. Okay. Alright, I did Susan Wiggs. Right? Yes. Oh, I made a note. It was bigger back there. That's what I did. That one, did that one, did that one. I don't have a picture for this. I had Captive Soul. I showed it last Flashback Monday, but I don't have this one, so I'm just gonna read through this quick. Captive Heart by Anna Windsor got 4.5 stars. The finale of this trilogy in Windsor's Dark Crescent Sisterhood series races out the gate and never looks back. From the first, Andy Miles has been a fan favorite, so seeing her finally get her due is hugely satisfying. Over the last few years, ex-New York City cop Andy Miles' entire world has been shifted. After her lover's murder, Andy learned that she is a water sibyl, a breed formerly thought extinct. Now trained in part of a fighting sibyl quartet, Andy must also help build a new mother house to protect and train the new world's emerging water sibyls. Okay. Mother, I think it's a mother-daughter. Um, hugely, massively, hugely successful. Huge. Their books are still flying off the shelves today. They are huge. 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 There's a whole bunch of these. 4 stars. The mega-selling cast team continues to reveal its pulse-sounding saga through the viewpoints of multiple characters, giving fresh insight into their hearts and motivation over time. The tone and events of the House of Night series have grown increasingly darker as evil continues to gain ground. Although Zoe is still the heart of the series, Stevie Ray's influence and importance continue to grow. Through Warrior Stark's devastation and sacrifice, Zoe's soul has returned from the other world, but Zoe has not gotten over the murder of her first love, Heath. While she was comatose, Nefret sends Kamala into other world to kill her. Kelowna's failure now has given Nefertiti dominion over him, and she has dark plans indeed. So far, Stevie Ray has managed to keep her bond with the Raven Manica Rafen a secret, but is first loyal to his father Kelowna, having trapped the Vampire High Council into reinstating her. Nefertiti wants to force Zoe to return to Tulsa so she can destroy her. Oops. On the Hunt, Gina Showalter, Shannon K. Butcher, Jessica Anderson, and Deidre Knight. All of my authors. Here are 4 sexy... Oh, they got 4 stars. Here are 4 sexy and adventurous stories that will warm you up this winter. Showalter's steamy story will leave you wanting more. She builds a unique and captivating world where the passion runs high and sparks fly between the warrior, king, and hunter. Butcher's story builds an amazing world in a short period of time. Readers will be thrilled by this rapid-fire pace. In Anderson's offering, readers will enjoy exciting adventure and romance as the couples fight an ancient evil. Knight weaves a tale of deadly demons with a heavenly love story that is a great ending to the compilation. Evernight by Showalter brings us Rose, a demon hunter transported to a dark world every year on her birthday. Butcher's the collector has a warrior out to locate a powerful artifact, but instead he finds a beautiful antiques dealer with magical touch. Anderson's crystal skull. When the ancient brings attack, she must combine forces with her ex to fight them off. In Knight's Red Angel, a demon slayer, Jaime Angel has attacked every kind of monster known to man, but nothing can prepare him for falling in love with the creature he's supposed to kill. I Heather Weber, an evil character on General Hospital, who Laura Weber is trying to clear up. Why is this in paranormal? Why isn't this in romance or something? I don't get it. But anyway, there you go. Absolutely, positively, or something. Right? Heather Weber. Absolutely, positively. 4.5 stars. Yay, another Lucy Valentine book. The talented Weber has created a consistently delightful series. Her Valentine family is a fun and loving clan that readers will want to spend time with again and again. Absolutely Positively is as consistently wonderful as its predecessors. As the mystery unfolds and the romance continues, one can only hope that there's no end in sight for Weber's entertaining Valentine family tales. Lucy's innate abilities are put to the test as she searches for a lost and possible dying man. She also has been tasked, along with her boyfriend Sean, with finding an ex-criminal for lost loves. All of this muddled with a masked man dubbed the Lone Ranger starts throwing gobs of cash on the street and disappearing. As Lucy uncovers the truth, she must also deal with fighting a vision of Sean lying on the street. Aww. Jose Ware. Night Betrayed. 4 stars. Corner. 4 stars. Ware returns to her post-apocalyptic world with her newest installment in her series that follows the exploits of survivors of the change. The focus this chapter is Theo Warnicki, who survived this change but inexplicably stopped aging. Since her miraculous birth during the chicane, Selena has been special. Called the Death Lady by everyone, Selena sees death approaching for the sick and injured and has the ability to ease the dying's transition. When a new stranger is brought to her, Selena can see the ghostly cloud that signals imminent death. But once he dies, she hears a voice that tells her to touch her mysterious crystal to his body, causing him to suddenly revive. Interesting. Christina Douglas. 4 stars. Brazil. Also known as Anne Stewart. Anne Stewart synonym. This is the first in the Fallen series. Douglas stakes out her own first style of storytelling by utilizing alternate first-person POVs for the hero and heroine. More akin to an urban fantasy, this story is edgy and darkly riveting. Ali Watson is the author of biblical murder series, but she certainly doesn't expect to be thrown into an Old Testament war. Hit by a bus, Ali is picked up by Raziel, one of the fallen angels cursed to drink blood and ferry the dead. Ali certainly hasn't done anything in her life to deserve being sent to hell. So when Raziel realizes that is where Ali is headed, he impulsively pulls her back. Raziel is severely wounded by his action, and Ali's angry cry for help that brings Raziel's brethren to the rescue. See what happens. Bonded by Blood. Sadly, I had this one and I can't find it. That's on the top. Bonded by blood. 4 stars. The vampire genre just got a new recruit in the form of debut author London as she launches a sizzling new sexy sweet blood series, which focuses on the struggle between two vampire coalitions. London shows great promise as a storyteller as she sets up a vampire mythos and introduces its factions. Plenty of scintillating passion and characters drama make the story an entertaining pleasure. Movie location scout Mackenzie Foster Short is photographing a remote cemetery when she stumbles across a wounded man. Guardian Dominic Scenario was shot with a silver bullet by Dark Blood. Vampires who drain and kill humans. Mackenzie's rival is a double-edged sword, for her blood can heal Dominic, but she is also the rare blood type called Sanguine Duke, which is intoxicating to vampires. Mackenzie's family suffers from a strange curse whereby members suddenly disappear, and she also fears that is her fate. Although Dominic tries to stay away from Mackenzie, they now share a rare blood bond. Okay. The Werewolf Upstairs. Only 3 stars. Aww. Take one sexy bedboy werewolf at a courageous attorney and let nature take its course. Short on plot, but long on steamy love scenes, Chase's latest is an entertaining, funny read. If you're looking for a way to escape these cold February nights, this is good for you. Attorney Ross has no idea what she's getting herself into when she moves into Fred Mary's old apartment. The apartment manager tries to warn her about Foxy Conrad Wolfen, but Ross falls for his sexy charm almost immediately, right before she has to bail him out of jail. When Conrad is framed for an old art theft, Ross will need help, all the help she can get to defend him. Gail Z. Martin, The Swarm. Well written, full of action, this grabs the reader of the first page and refuses to let go until the very last page. Set in Martin's chronicle of the necromancer world, the surviving characters from that series are all back. Just because Triss Drake is on the throne doesn't necessarily mean peace for the Winter Kingdoms. Someone or something is disturbing ancient boroughs in order to unleash unspeakable evil entries. Plague is threatening to set neighbor against neighbor, and everyone is expecting invasion from over the sea at any time. Okay. Torture is coming. Sweet Embrace, Tracy O'Hara. Stars. Miss Overhere's debut novel is matched with her second art-driven book. Although nearly turned vampire, Annette Carrasco is a key player here. The focus shifts to 2 different protagonists. Primarily a supernatural police procedural that is spooky. No longer with the medical examiner's office, Kit Jordan gets dragged back into the fray by her old friend O'Brien. Kit is still mourning her brother Dylan, and by teaching at the NYAPS campus, she is hoping to get to see the twin daughter she was forced to give up at birth. A spell that shift to Kit has been exiled from her pride. The twins' father Raven has a grace on his head, but that doesn't stop him from assisting O'Brien on cases. See what happens there. This was a really good series. I thoroughly, absolutely enjoyed it until the author went off the deep end. First 2 books were really, really good. and they're numbered, by the way, so you can follow them in order. But they started out really good. They started out as a paranormal detective series that she could see dead people, and she would solve their murders each book, and that was I like that. But the author ends up going off the deep end with the boyfriend, trying to save the world from hell, and there's a whole bunch of supernatural stuff, and it just that left turn just didn't mean anything. I still have all the books, but I don't get it. They were working so well, the first few books. They were working so well till they went off the deep end. But they're titled first, second, third, fourth, fifth. All the books have got the numbers of them. The California Stars, the first one, like I said, the first couple of books were really good. The UF genre just got a major infusion of humor, and the urban paranormal, or the urban fantasy genre just got a major infusion of humor and sass in the form of P.I. Charlie Davidson, aka the Grim Reaper. Jones makes a truly memorable debut with her unique tale that is sexy, mysterious, and sarcastically funny. Charlie's offbeat world is populated with intriguing characters of both the living and the deceased. For Charlie, combining her job of being PI and Grim Reaper usually works surprisingly well. It's her certainty helped the career of her police detective Uncle Bob. Having the dead assist you in solving their murders can really help close cases. But this new triple murder is puzzling. 3 attorneys from the same firm have been murdered, but no one knows why. Distracting Charlie are the intensely sexual dreams she's having about Reyes. And Reyes is the guy that takes the series off the deep end. We'll see how that goes. Yasmin Galnon, Bloodwire, 4 stars. Galnon's ninth otherworld tale has admittedly the most damage emotionally and physical of the half-face sisters. Caught up in vampire politics, Galnon each complexities and choices no readers are in for an action-packed ride that is sexy to the max. Vampire Minelli Love Life has stabilized now that she and Werepoma Nessa are a couple, but the rest of her life is on the edge. When Minelli is told that vampire serial killer is stalking hookers, she knows they must stop the killer before the human population becomes angry. Complicating the hunt with some dangerous goals. Minelli turns to a mysterious and powerful vampire woman, only to learn that to win his sisters and she must become his consort. The terrifying ancient vampire blood wine is returning as she set her oldest son Roman to gain control of the Northwest. See how that goes. Arena Durgeon, Storm of Reckoning, 4 stars. There's Captive Heart. In the middle there. Here. Over. Don't know. I'll just read it. I don't know where the book is. I'll find it later. It shows you an unedited page, an unedited video. We fly by the seat of our pants. 4 stars. Storm of Reckoning broadens Gary's understanding of herself and what she can handle, leaving readers with a big cliffhanger that is sure to open even more potential paths for her and her team. Lisa McGarry and her friends will always have each other's back, even when things get a little tricky. Sent to Sedona, this ragtag team is confronted with not only the spirits they understand, but real life people set on making the investigation even harder. Okay. J.C. Burton, one of my authors, and The Perfect Play, 20 stars. Put together a super hungry football player, a sexy single mom, and the high voltage world of sports and entertainment, and you have a good story. But in the hands of the talented Britain, the characters leap off the page, and the romance sparkles as the sex sizzles. Event planner Tara Lincoln has her hands full with her burgeoning business and her troubled teenage son, after what she believes is only a one-night stand with pro football player Mick Riley. She's making room in her life with a very persistent and downright sexy athlete, while telling herself their affair will burn out. She doesn't count on Mick's determination. See what happens. And why is this? I missed one earlier. I'm just going to catch up on this one because I pulled it out. I missed that one too. Alright, let me do these last two. You know, I never even looked for the. So I'll do this one first. Maybe I did. We did. Those. Okay, let's move on. Let me go quickly. Let's just go through the Harley Quinns. There's a Harlequin for every. There's a Harlequin if you want a tycoon. There's a Harlequin if you want an NASCAR driver. If there's a Harlequin if you want to be pregnant. There's a Harlequin for blacks. Community romance. There's a Harlequin if you want a sheep. There's a Harlequin if you want a cowboy. There's Harlequins if you want a doctor, police officer, lawyer. There's all these different Harlequins. And when I did, please go back and check Harlequin if then that I did. At the time of the magazine was 18 different Harlequins. I went to a store the other day. I didn't look them closely. Maybe I should have. But they had an entire section that was just filled with Harlequins. Absolutely serious. I should have looked at a few of them. So the Valentine's surprise. 4.5 stars. Tanya Michaels. Mark Hathaway's daughter wants a mommy so much that she sends an email to the entire PTA, trying to get her father a date for Valentine's Day. Although she finds the incident more amusing than Mark does, elementary school principal Shay Morgan points out that perhaps Mark needs to spend more time with his daughter. At the same time, Mark's boss has given him an ultimatum: raise the store's revenue or it will be closed. 38 caliber cover-up. Angie Morgan. Undercover DEA agent Aaron Rhodes has been abandoned by his handler and pursued by crooked cops as he investigates the death of his mentor. His search lands him on the doorstep of Officer Darby O'Malley, wounded in the search of a package. Darby's partner was murdered and her brother accused of a crime. The other cops walk in circles around him, but this funky redhead is turning into a first-rate backup. Lisa McClone, exciting royal twins. Nicole Crown Prince of Verona arrives in North Carolina garage, where Isabella Prasad works on an auto mechanic. The Balkan Prince shocked by Isabella, informing her that she is really a princess in Verona and his child bride. Nicole takes Verona to reclaim her title and fortune and to annul their marriage so he can marry another princess. McLean tells a fast-paced fun tale in a way that makes the lost princess seem surprisingly refreshed. Taken to the edge. Foreign stars. Just after resigning from his job to an organization that gets innocent people out of jail, Ford Hyatt is approached by Robin Jasper to help get her ex-husband then off death row. Ford declines to help first when he realizes there's no one else to take the case, and that Eldon is mistakenly innocent and had nothing to do with the disappearance of his and Robin's son. He agrees. See what happens there. Every chance I get. 4 stars, Hawkins' steamy sex scenes and undeniable passion will leave readers panting and eager to read this book from cover to cover in one night. Paper shells and tab mason have a rocky history filled with love, just lust, and lots of betrayal. Determined to make amends for the past, Hal comes back and misses life after 6-year hiatus, determined to win her back. Deadly Valentine. 4 stars, Jessie Davis and Cindy Dees. These 2 novellas are very exciting and well developed as 2 women decide that Valentine's Day isn't as bad as they think. Executive Assistant Taylor Burke doesn't like her boss's new hire. A strange, unattractive man, Angus King. Angus is annoying, awkward, and he always seems to be watching everyone and asking questions that make the employees nervous. As Taylor's least favorite holiday approaches, things get worse as Angus isn't who or what he pretends to be. Check that out. Season of Dreams, Gentleman Bill. 4 stars. Aiden Peace is determined to prove to his father that he can make a go of cherry orchard he bought. So he hires Eva Marsh, the daughter of the previous owners, to teach him how to succeed. Turbulence. Stars racing to deliver an artificial heart to save her father's life. Maddie Lambert contact with the man she once loved and now blames for her niece's death, even though it was named Paul Ford's brother. Drunk driving that caused the accident. Now a plane crash scans Maddie with Paul in the mountains, and their lives are threatened by someone who does not want the heart to reach her father. Okay. And that concludes February 2011 Romantic Times Book Review Magazine. Over 60 books this episode. I hope you will check out my previous flashback monies. I hope you will check out If Then Fridays, subject regenerate recaps on Friday, and also my daily book reviews. And please help my channel to grow now that it's sunk to new levels. The last couple of days, no one has watched my channel, so please go watch my channel. Thank you. Have a good one.